I really think so.
Yeah.
One last question.
Yeah.
It's a difficult question.
Yeah.
But why do you think you wanted to come here this year?
That is the hard question. Why?
And I'm not talking generally, as in why do mountaineers like to come to mountains? I'm asking
Me specifically.
Yeah, when you realized you had the opportunity, what motivated you to go for it, and what has kept you going and psyched, and what has brought you to this point here?
Well, let me start off that with a little bit of background. So I've been climbing and hiking since I was, a toddler. My folks, we grew up in Stellenbosch. Every weekend I spent running around the mountains. It's just like this love for the outdoors and the mountains has been instilled in me throughout my life. And why do people go? Why climb mountains? It's a very difficult question. I don't know. Just for me, it makes me feel closer to the real world. I think the world that we live in, this hustle bustle, city life, is a bit detached from what is actually happening out there. And I like to take time out in the mountain, away from that part of the world, to actually, think about stuff and get a feel for what's really important, what matters out there. And that love for the mountains has just always been in me. And why here? Well, this is the mecca of mountains. Ever since I was a little kid, you watch these documentaries, David Attenborough, stuff like that, just like stuff that makes me want to come to the Himalayas. I've always it's just, it's the final goal, in climbing. Not necessarily Mount Everest, not the big mountains, not the prestigious mountains, but it's more the area. This is where the big mountains are, and it's something we don't have in South Africa. We have no real alpine mountains, and coming here is just a way to, prove to myself that we can do it as well. That I'm capable. That I can actually come and challenge myself and do stuff that is very difficult. That other people, like lots of other people, have done this stuff. It's just putting myself against them to a certain extent.
Cool. But still, the original question. Everyone wants to answer that one. It's fine. What motivated you this year?
This year, the fact that I could.
John.
Yeah.
Get out.
Yes.
Morning.
Morning. Okay.
Nice.
You must stumble now.
I'm not getting out. This is as far as I'm going.
Nice.
But it's good, eh?
Yes, it's beautiful, eh?
Just sit on the stage.
Yeah, I want to sit on the stage.
Cold as ice.
No.
Good footage.
I'm actually looking really cool right now. So wait, where's my hat?
Okay, that degrades.
I look cool.
We need to play a quick game if you're going to film it, because this is going to be boring to watch.
I agree. It's boring to watch right now. It's boring to film.
But 26th, we plan to move to ABC and spend the next 3 days shifting gear up to summit camp and then summiting, which would have been today. And a couple of days ago, our guide Bhagwan, he injured himself just playing around at base camp. So we had 3 days in which to basically either go up there again, which we've done enough times now, or do something else. So John and I have come here up the Miar Valley to find boulders, which we heard were very good, and 4 other guys have summited a peak. Well, we hope they have. They went today as well, which is also back down the valley there.
It was really nice. We woke up early in the morning got going at 5, and then just had a 13-hour day. Just missioning, which was really nice. I think everyone enjoyed it. And, it's up to a really nice mountain, perfect snow slope. We were a bit worried about avalanches at first, but luckily nothing happened. No, that was really nice because we kind of did our own thing and we made our own plans, and we succeeded in climbing this peak that was quite high in the end.
So it was really nice to get up at base camp and summit a peak and come back down in a day. It was really nice. We travelled light, carried just what we needed, had enough food for a snack halfway, and that was enough to get us through the day. It wasn't lots of food, but it was enough. It was just great to only be carrying in your pack everything that you need and not like extra tents and sleep bags. I think we've made this into a bit more of an epic in terms of trips up and down and road ferries, and a part of it's been because of the guide situation and because of our inexperience. I think next time we might do things differently. There's the next time.
So maybe just explain how the guide came about, what his role was, how we decided about this. The guide.
So in the first place, the guide, we're here doing a first ascent, and the guide up until now has done virtually nothing, except for a few logistical issues and some advice at times. All the decisions have been made by the team. We've found the route ourselves, and we've actually broken trail ourselves. He doesn't go ahead. He kind of sits at base camp, occasionally joins us. But the point of having the guide is that because we are figuring out how things work, he's supposed to step in if we make some kind of drastic decision. That's, for example, walking into an open crevasse that's covered with snow. And I think that was our goal when we arrived here. We didn't want to be led up the mountain by someone who does this for a living, rather to invite this person to join the team, and we would operate as a sort of cohesive unit from then. And that's how it's been. So another aspect of not going ahead is that he's a member of the team, and if it was any one of us from South Africa, we certainly wouldn't have gone on because one guy was injured. We phoned the owner of the company that we have come here through, and he said he could be here either on the 28th or the 29th. We arrived at a field of magical boulders. We have to be back tomorrow to meet Kaushal, who's supposed to be coming, so we don't have much time to climb on them, but it was a magical place. We sat down, had a little look around, found some lions, did a bit of climbing, went to cook our dinner, cooked some dal and rice, and a shepherd came along. So this whole valley is occupied by shepherds, Indian shepherds, who I think come here in the summer only. So this is their kind of on season, and they have generally about a flock of 200 to 300 sheep with them. So we were sitting there eating our dinner, and one of these guys came over and sat down with us, and they speak virtually zero English. This is the best English we've heard, and you might know about 5 or 10 words. He refused our offer of supper. We weren't really sure what he was up to. He was just kind of sitting there, and we were just relaxing, trying to communicate what we could. And then he basically insisted that we pack up our tent, pack up our bags, put our excess food in the pots, and we walked over here, helping him herding his sheep.
Yeah, so about, was it 2 days ago, Bhagwan hurt his knee. And then, yeah, so that was quite a major setback for the team, because Bhagwan's a really experienced climber, and many of the people on the team felt that we weren't really experienced enough to go safely up the mountain. So we had to postpone our summit.
So, well, the big issue with Bhagwan being is that there are risks that we just don't understand, just from lack of experience. And Bhagwan brought that experience to the team. And I think as a team we had the strength to do it, which we believe we do. Like, we have the talent or the skills to manage the risks. But when there are risks that we're just completely ignorant of, I think it would be irresponsible of us not to try and understand these risks before we went. But then again, if it had meant coming all this way and then having to turn back without even trying, I think I would have said, let's go give it a try, and tried to manage the risk the best we could. So luckily we managed to make a plan, and Kushal and another guide have come to join us, so we don't have to make that call, and we can just go do it.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow we go up to ABC, and then from ABC we go up to Summit Camp, and then from Summit Camp we'll summit.
Like this trip so far, like what effect has it had on your aspirations for more high altitude mountaineering?
I've got mixed feelings. On the one hand, I really enjoy the technical side of things, the rock climbing and like technical ice climbing. And this trip hasn't really been about that. It's been a lot of slogging, a lot of walking up steep terrain, and I really enjoyed that side of it. I do enjoy the physical aspect and the, just making your way one step in front of another. I love the height. I mean, it's not about altitude, but getting up high and getting a new perspective is just it's really nice.
Plodding through fresh snow.
It's breaking trail, kicking steps. It's just, especially in a place where no one's ever been there before. It's just so exciting. And
You feeling?
I think I have to do more of this. I mean,
perfect condition. Lovely snow condition, man. Someone was saying it's soft. But this is nothing.
John, do you mind taking a minute out of your busy day to explain the hardships of life at ABC?
Basically, it's just very hot. It's very hot and no shelter. So, trying to stay out of the sun, trying to keep your body covered so you don't get burnt. It's just very hot. I don't know if we're doing the best job. All of us are lying in the sun. We're all pretty covered up. I'm thinking about going to a tent and just taking all my clothes off and lying. But it's pretty hot in there as well.
It is a bit of a sauna in the tent.
Yeah, the biggest problem is just there's absolutely no shade anywhere.
The line.
It might be.
Yeah, so we're just below the col now, right next to the glacier. I think 4 of the guys are already going up to the gear cache now. We're just getting some shots of them going up. Oh no, we can really see our peaks clearly from here. Everyone's looking strong and feeling good. Just really heavy bags. Yeah, which is a bit of a schlep, but yeah, it has to be done. So I think it's good. The weather's really good.
Yeah, I think we're just having a hot drink and then moving on.
Standards are pretty low, eh? Now those floppy carrots, they were delicious.
We just froze them until they were hard.
Yeah. No, they didn't go hard. They remained as floppy as before.
So this morning we left our advanced base camp and we went via our 2 gear caches to pick up gear. Carried very heavy packs for about 3 hours and we've now found our summit camp, pitched in quite an exposed valley. To my left there's a whole series of crevasses that lead up to the 2 peaks, Tarang 1 and Tarang 2. And this afternoon we've been discussing the routes that we're going to take and how we're going to do it and what are the different options of roping up or fixing lines.